Hi, everyone. Welcome to Forbes Talks. I'm with Maggie McGrath, who is editor of Forbes Women, of course, creator of the Most Powerful Women list. Maggie, fascinated to see Mahsa Amini on there. Talk about that.
So every year when we do this list, we use the number 100 spot as a way of honoring someone who is not traditionally powerful. And by traditionally powerful, I mean not considered powerful by hard metrics like money or overseeing a population of
Right.
incredible size or things of that nature, right? People who aren't CEOs, world leaders, et cetera. So in the past, it's been people like Greta Thunberg, Stacey Abrams. It takes an extraordinary moment to list someone who is deceased, but what we think we are seeing right now in Iran is truly extraordinary. We are going on 80 days of a protest against the Iranian regime that began as a women-led revolutionary moment that all got its start when reports of Mahsa Amini's death emerged. She had been in Tehran with her family. She's originally from Kurdistan. She was visiting her brother. She was detained for allegedly improperly wearing her hijab. The morality police is the enforcement mechanism of the
Yeah.
regime.
Yeah.
And the Iranian government has denied involvement in her death, but photo evidence and reports of her death came out, and it was clear that she was beaten to death and she fell into a coma and then died. And when those reports came out, her funeral became a protest. People poured into the streets, and then they kept marching. And we're going on 80 days, and Mahsa Amini's face, her image, her name has become a symbol. This is what one of my sources told me. It has become a symbol for freedom internationally. Her name has been a hashtag used 79 million times, and that's as of November 30th.
Well, it's interesting how it resonates. I was in Miami and saw a big protest. Her face was everywhere. I mean, there does seem to be this, not to draw a false comparison, but these attacks on women, this feeling of women being threats, and here in the U.S. it could be rolling back Roe v. Wade, reproductive rights, but in other countries, even during the World Cup, frankly, we're hearing about what is the baseline standard of how women should be treated, and Iran is interesting. When you looked at that, is it still a discussion around women's rights, or has it become more around freedom in general? Is it still focused on gender?
It's both. I mean, right now, what my sources are telling me is it's expanded beyond the morality police. It's expanded beyond the compulsory hijab. I will note that by law, Iranian women are treated as second-class citizens, and they have been protesting this law since the regime change in 1979. This, to be clear, is not the first time they have protested. They poured into the streets in 1979, and again and again and again. There was a signature campaign for women's rights in 2006. So they've been trying, but the death of Mahsa Amini broke through the noise. And I think because of social media, and I think because, and this gets to your question, men are getting involved. And it's not just a call for women's rights, it's a call for regime change. But it was women led and women inspired.
When you look around the world, it's very polarized right now. Any observations that also put her on the list in terms of what you're seeing in general, women's rights?
A lot of the sources I talked to for the piece, because I wanted to make sure my thinking was on track and that the thinking of our team was on track in putting her on this list. And what my sources said, and in some very explicit terms, if you don't react to the first violation of your rights, the second will come and the third will come. That's from Roya Boroman. She's a civil rights activist and a historian. She had some very candid things to say about the Iranian government's treatment of women over the years and how Iran stands as an example and perhaps a warning to women elsewhere whose rights are being curtailed.
Well, fascinating stuff, and I know we'll continue to watch this. So thanks, Maggie.
Thank you so much.